that ended abruptly. We're out of practice, but we are back. It's been a couple weeks. But this might be a new thing that mostly just me and AJ and Joey might join occasionally. But Joey got a new job, so like he's at work right now. So actually no, he's on his way to work. He starts work in about 20 minutes or so. But he's on his way to work. And then Dustin is playing D&D, allegedly. We still have no proof of this D&D game. Probably. He's a. I don't know if I think we've talked about it before. He has a character in another game we play in, that we sparsely play in. He made a character that doesn't talk, and it's like, yeah, true, true. No, he made a whole character, and the whole thing is she doesn't talk because he made a female character, so she just doesn't talk. So we literally met her mid game because he had a new character come in, and we just met him mid game, and was like, hey, what's up? What are you doing here? And he's just like, okay, cool. I mean, good to meet you, I guess. For some reason, say something real quick. Yep, that's not working. Try it now.
How about now?
There it goes. Okay.
Okay, cool.
That was glad we caught that a minute 39 in and not any more in. Which is funny because it never works that way. It's usually the other way that it works. And this, fuck it, it's working. I see your audio level, so I think we're all good. But, like I said, we got some stuff. Also, something that me and AJ talked about just a little bit. AJ has been putting out a fuck ton of videos. I need to get better about it. He's been putting out stuff, and that's what we're talking about, the last 5 videos of it, which is... What is it? Pokemon's Fusions? Infinite Fusions.
Fusion.
Last video goes out tomorrow for his series that he's been running, but the last 5 videos or so have been bangers because view-wise and everything is some of the best we've done. So definitely check those out. And we're going to try to find some stuff to do either together or I'm assuming you got something lined up after this. And then I'm going to try to find something as well. I got a couple ideas I'm trying to work on. But... I've been playing so much Call of Duty rank mode but if I play that on recording or stream, I'm gonna be getting nervous because I play with people and I do terrible, and then I stop playing with those people and I get 40 something kills a game, and I'm like, makes no sense to me, but whatever. But yeah, so we're gonna try to figure that out. But that's for other stuff, I would say other channels, but it's all the same channel. But other content. This is wrestling. We're on the road to WrestleMania. We are 2 weeks away from WrestleMania.
Man, that shit's crazy.
And I'll go ahead and say it for Joey. They don't fucking care. Joey's been pissed since Rumble, I guess. Maybe a little after Rumble.
I would say...
I think it's
no,
the latter. It's staircases. Elimination Chamber, that's what it was.
Elimination Chamber is when he started getting mad.
Yes, that's what it was. It was Elimination Chamber, and then it's just kind of escalated from there. The Jimmy super kick to Sammy situation, by saying him flying off a handle. Oh, so funny. But yeah, like I said, 2 weeks to Mania. Just came off of almost 2 weeks ago of AEW Revolution.
Yeah, you got one of these. Shane, you got one of these. You got one of these, bruh.
That's why I had to go in and update I had to finish updating the spreadsheet, and I was like, wait, what happened with it? Oh yeah, we didn't pick a fucking time limit at all, and then it was like, we'll do it after, and then. We're I just picked a random match. So basically, for everybody watching, it came down to AJ and Joey. Each only got one answer wrong. AJ picked the Elite over House of Black, and Joey picked Saraya over Jamie Hayter. And so that's ones that they both got wrong. So it came down to tiebreaker that we didn't do. So I was like, hey, I'll just random number generate it. I'm going to pick a match. You give me a number for the minutes, and I just threw one out. I did a random number generator. It was the Texas Death Match, I believe.
No, it was the Trios match.
It was the Trios match. I need to fix that. It was the Trios match, and AJ just immediately goes 18 minutes. I was like, okay. Waiting for Joey's response. I was like, I'll go look it up, see how close AJ is. It was 18 minutes on the fucking dot. I mean, 1800, 18 exactly. And I sent AJ a message probably was like, hey, bro, did you fucking cheat? Because it legit was exactly 18 minutes. It was fucking hilarious. So I don't even remember if Joe even gave a time. I think he was
He
just
said 19.
okay.
He said 19.
Okay.
Yeah, he tried the
He tried to do the 60
Price
minutes.
is Right.
Yeah, he tried to also do the 60 minutes on the Iron Man match. We're like, Joey, we all fucking know that 60 minutes, dude.
Except Adam.
Which actually, technically, that's a good point too. Because I also tricked Adam because I was getting everybody's picks because we didn't record. And I was doing everybody's picks, and I messaged Adam. And it's funny, I messaged him and then deleted the messages that I sent to him to go back and troll him. So I was like, and then I was like, hey, what is the time for the MJF? And he's like, oh, 30-something minutes. I was like, wrong. It's 60 minutes. Technically, it did go longer than 60 minutes, too. So,
yeah.
So there was that. But a lot of people,
So
I did see people calling that match. There was one post I seen that said that was the match of the night, match of the year, match of the decade. And I was like,
whoa.
I don't know about all of that. I think I'm still gonna take Kenny Ospreay for the year.
Yes,
it was a very good match. Kenny and I mean the Roman Sammy match that we talked about last time we recorded. It's close. I think it's still close between those two for second. I think Kenny Ospreay is gonna be so hard to beat.
So I mean, looking at it that way, right? From a match standpoint, Kenny Ospreay, like, bro, they were doing some shit that, looking at it, I tore my quad watching them do their shit.
I mean, I got a concussion from Kenny taking Ospreay's head and putting it through the table. I was like, man, I need to take some Tylenol.
So I feel like, for me, yeah, that's going to be match of the year until I see anything different. The Roman Sammy match was solely based off of story. Obviously, the best story that they got going. Story and crowd reaction. This MJF Danielson match, it's way up there. Like, it was, I mean, the story going into it was really good.
So I think you just brought up a good point, because if we look at those three, matches, you look at Ospreay Omega, and that's match. The match was a banger. You look at Sammy Roman, it's the story that you're there for. You're there for that story. Sammy versus the Bloodline. You look at Danielson, MJF, it's both. Like,
it's both.
It technically has both. Again, I still don't know if it ranks up. I mean, I guess you could make an argument like saying, hey, it has both, so it should be one. But I'm still going to lean Kenny Kenny Ospreay for me. But
yeah, I would give that match. So it got like 5.75 stars, I think.
The
is what
Danielson
Meltzer. Yeah, I think is what Meltzer gave them. I would say that match was definitely match of the night, even though they had a bunch of bangers on that show. Yeah. It was a really good show. And I would definitely give it match of the month. Obviously, it's... No, wait. Yeah, right? It's, Revolution was...
March. It was March 6th. So, Elimination Chamber was February,
Yeah, so I would definitely say match of the month for sure. Match of the night. I mean, we've got WrestleMania next, so obviously that can't go. I mean, if WrestleMania is gonna fucking suck ass, then it can be the match for the next match of the next 2 months.
It was 5.75 stars.
Yeah. So match of the night. I mean, it was so good. They did such a great job. I was talking to a friend. I had someone watch the show come over, and I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if it does end in a tie, which it did. But then MJF was gonna be like, fuck that, like, I'm the champ, Ty goes to the champ, I'm out. And then not pull the whole Brett Shawn Iron Man match that they had, go to overtime, fucking Brett gets him over, blah blah blah, whatever. But instead they're like, no, we're going extra time,
Which was such a
and
weird way to announce it as well. And
yeah,
I'm assuming it's one of your big pay per views that the AEW does. They're so spaced out that
yeah,
it's like I feel like Tony should have been there. So I feel like Tony should have just came out on stage and be like, no, no, no. Instead, we get Shivani. Wait, what's that? What's that? And you can't even see Shivani, but it's like, oh, well, what's that? What's that? Okay, yeah, okay. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, cool. And then
runs to Justin
goes
Roberts.
we have to watch Tony Schiavone walk all the way down the ramp to Justin Roberts. Then Justin Roberts has to take his ear monitors out, which I'm assuming you could have also just told him in those, hey, this match is going to continue. So he runs all the way down there, he takes those out, and then announces that it's going to continue. It's like, hey, Tony, you just come out with a microphone and say, hey, this match is going to keep going.
I mean, I can think of it one way: crowd reaction. Roberts can't hear you, right? Because he's there in the crowd atmosphere, maybe, and that's why we have to go fucking shuffle, watch fucking Shivani
also
shit his ass.
Also, though, to be fair, those ear monitors are meant for like live concerts where people are playing very loud music and also use those to hear. So, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, it was a very weird. Again, I think it was more of we had to watch Shivani for 45 seconds run down the ramp. It's like, hey, you could have just grabbed a microphone or something, but
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, but that extra time was good. Some good shit there. Fucking, they waited to bust MJF. Legit bust his ass open.
So that's what was so surprising to me is like seeing because I think he bladed earlier in the match. Or maybe or something. I don't know for sure because I think he had some blood on him, and then the headbutt looked like looks like Brian hit his shoulder, like I think you're supposed to, and then it cuts back to cuts back to MJF, and he is just covered, and like he's in the middle of the ring, so I'm like, I don't see how he would blade in the middle of the ring that bad, and then it gets later in the match, you see that big knot on his forehead, and it's like, holy shit. And then the picture came out after of everything in his eye, how bad his eye was swollen.
Yeah.
Whew, it was rough.
I was like, damn.
I was like, I haven't seen anything like that since Brock did it to Randy.
Yeah.
And that was, it was just elbow. And then Jericho got pissed backstage. He didn't know it was set up or whatever. But yeah, it was pretty gnarly.
Yeah, that shit was wild. I was like, damn. I wasn't expecting that. But hey, whatever. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Good shit's what it is. But also, House of Black, honorary member right here, over here somewhere. Boom, right there. Went in there. Finally getting some fucking credit, some recognition, some good shit. That knee strike. I showed that to a couple people at work when I went to work the couple days after, and I showed it to a guy that's kind of watches wrestling, big Hangman fan that I talk to at work a lot. I talk shit about Hangman to him all the time. I think Hangman won that match. I was sitting messaging me, yo, fuck Hangman, dude. But I showed it to somebody who doesn't watch wrestling at all, and I was like, yeah, that guy died. And she goes, what? I was like, no, not really. Okay. But it was one of the craziest knee strikes I've seen. I was like, that is awesome. It was so good.
his teeth are in his brain now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like when Cesaro hit the ring thing. The post. Yeah, it was, same thing happened. It was just a knee instead of a metal post. Yeah, it was. But glad that a very loud Windows noise, but glad House of Black's finally getting their recognition. And looks like a little push.
Yeah, and it was definitely needed. Well deserved. They fucking shoot those motherfuckers to the moon.
All the way, dude. They're so fucking cool, dude. Yes.
And I got a little worried, and I mean, we'll talk about it a little bit, but the next week, on that following week on Dynamite, which last week, they're like, yeah, we're just going to throw your asses in a triple threat for the trios belts.
I was so scared.
I'm just like, what the fuck? And we're in Winnipeg? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, no.
Then, you're going against Kenny and Jericho in Winnipeg. Yeah. It's like, fuck, dude, don't do this. Don't TNT title this here, okay?
Yeah. I was like, bro. what the fuck?
Also,
Can't be doing this.
that's something I didn't understand. Like, what is going on with that fucking champion, the TNT title?
Okay,
Is Hobbs gonna
so
hold it? I'm cool with
Hobbs is
Hobbs
gonna hold
holding
it.
it. I'm cool with
Yes.
Hobbs. I want somebody to hold it. And the three people that it's going around to, I'm cool with. Joe, Wardlow, Hobbs. I'm cool with all three of them holding it. But somebody hold the damn thing for more
Yes.
than 50
So
seconds.
the plan was always for Hobbs to win the belt. However, during the storyline of Joe and Wardlow, Wardlow did get hurt.
Yeah.
So he was out. And granted, now that we finally got Ring of Honor, it's got Honor Club is back. Ring of
Yeah.
Honor is on Thursdays every week now. Joe, his duty now is to focus going into Supercard of Honor, which is WrestleMania weekend as well.
Lovely.
And so we got to end the stories, right? Like this is what Revolution was built for, was to end feuds. Yeah, it fucking sucks. Wardlow gets the TNT title back, gets thrown right into the story with Hobbs, which was expected. It kind of still protects him because it was a hardcore match
Yeah.
or no disqualification, no it's bar match, whatever. And of all things, fucking QT helping him, which is fucking wild.
Yeah, I don't. As I guess, is the factory dead now that the QT?
Yes, Factory is dead.
Okay,
yes.
I didn't know that either.
Yes.
So
Yeah, Factory's been dead for a little bit.
we get this
And-
cool QTV thing that's going on. Whatever. I
Some-
didn't watch
is
the.
a-
I didn't get to watch the actual segment yet, but I just
It's a
seen it. And it was
TMZ
like,
parody.
yeah, I seen that, and I was like, what? What are we doing? Is Hobbs now with QT? Is like,
That's one thing that I don't want to happen. Hobbs can definitely hold his own.
yeah,
I don't want the association with QT. Not to say anything bad about QT. He's a good heel. Like
yeah,
he's easy to get cheap heat, all this other
Yeah.
shit. But I was like, Hobbs does not need a manager.
True.
Hobbs does not need somebody else. Hobbs has his first open challenge match with Ray Phoenix tomorrow night on Rampage. Should be pretty good, I would say. But yeah, I mean,
he's gonna throw Phoenix into the ceiling.
probably 5 rows over, 5 rows deep. He's gonna end in Montreal somehow.
True.
But yeah, I understand the criticism with the TNT title. I get it. It fucking sucks. It's unfortunate just because again, Wardlow got hurt during the feud.
Yeah.
The feud has to end.
Well, it's not just
And, like-
it's not just Wardlow, because I mean, yeah, it's the Joe Wardlow stuff, but you also it did the exact same thing with Darby Allin, where it's like Joe had the belt, Darby beat Joe for whatever reason, and then immediately lost it back to Joe, and then Joe loses it to Wardlow, Wardlow loses it to Hobbs. It's like the Darby Allin part
Yeah.
didn't need to happen at all. I don't know why that even was a thing. Like if Joe would have held it all the way up to losing it to Wardlow, then Wardlow losing it to Hobbs, that makes more sense to me personally. But you have, if you look at their two mid-card titles, you have the TBS title, who has been on one person for the whole time it's been a title, but also how long has she had it? Over a year, right?
Yep.
And now we have this one title that can't stay on somebody for 2 weeks. It's crazy.
Well, the record's been broken, okay? Hobbs is champ for 2 weeks now.
I guess that's a good point too. So, but I guess so. Speaking of
He's just got to make it to Double or Nothing, and the record is broken.
true, when is that? That's May.
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 Yeah, in May.
So he's got his work cut out for him for that with that title.
I mean, if he goes in doing the open challenge every week,
yeah,
it's better for him
Yeah.
because obviously it's gonna give some more credibility back to the title of actually being able and fighting it and being on TV. Granted, it sucks because the main show's on TBS, right? It
Yeah.
used to be on TNT. Fucking basketball and
Yep.
hockey fucking ruined that. So like the TNT title is kind of like an afterthought, really,
Yeah,
if you think
true.
about it.
yeah. Which also was the problem with naming your titles TNT and TBS.
I mean,
That's even a thing I thought about last night. Was like, bro, are these shows always like? And we've seen how much WWE has moved around. Even now, like they're talking network deals with people. It's like, are you gonna really be on TBS and TNT forever?
Well, I mean, Warner Media loves AEW. They're looking to pull out of all the other sports though. So
Okay.
we could be going back to TNT at some point, but yeah, they've decided not to. They're going to be canceling
T
their deals.
didn't TNT just get a deal with the NHL?
Yeah, yeah. But on one of
And I think NBA playoffs is probably some of their biggest market, like one of their biggest markets right now too.
it
That's
is,
that's weird.
but I mean,
But I
because
mean, I guess if
again,
you have a weekly show that never ends, like
right,
there's no off season, I guess that's
right,
more stable than
waiting
okay,
through per season.
is this, and then okay, is this series going to go 4 games? Is it going to go 7, 6, whatever? So I guess it's more reliable. So I could see that side of it.
Plus, I mean, it kind of opens the door of them moving Rampage, changing it a little bit,
More
making it
time.
live.
Yep.
Yep, more time, changing the day it airs. Plus, they want to be doing a lot of the behind the scene type shows for AEW. Like, we're getting that All Access show. Granted, that is going to be after Dynamite, but they're wanting to do a lot more of the, I don't want to say scripted, but reality
Yeah.
show type base of stuff
Ms.
too.
and Mrs.
But
things probably
maybe,
ish.
maybe
Yeah.
ish, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So those are things that they're looking to breathe some life into that market of being a television movie studio
Yeah.
and not stretch themselves thin of being sports as well.
Yeah.
Granted, pro wrestling's a sport, but they don't count it like they do NBA or
Yeah.
NHL or anything like that. So
Makes sense. I mean,
interesting.
I could see it either way. So should
Yeah,
be interesting though, because like I said, that gives them the, like you just said, the opportunity for the thing that we've been complaining about the most of, hey, you guys need a second show, like a solid second show, not just
yeah,
a like old school SmackDown where you did Raw on Mondays and excuse me, SmackDown was recorded on Tuesday nights and nobody ever watched it. It was recorded on Tuesday, aired on Friday, nobody ever watched it, and
yeah,
it was like, so I mean, and then for I know there was a good period of time where SmackDown was literally a replay of Raw, because
yeah.
like you would have like half a match or something and be like, oh well, look at what happened Monday night, and you go just a flashback to what happened Monday, and that's borderline. I don't know, Rampage. I don't think Rampage shows too many replays of Dynamite, but it's still in the same breath, I guess you could say.
Right. I mean, like it's something we've all already
Yeah,
talked about. I mean, it probably also if they make it live, you probably get better viewers too, like
true.
more viewers for it.
Yeah,
So rather it being live instead of pre-recorded, you know, I mean, we'll see what happens.
yeah,
Obviously, that's all going to take some time to kind of
yeah,
to
definitely.
deliver.
But
Um,
interesting.
since Revolution, some key quick notes. King and the Queen of the Ring are back. Granted, we're actually calling it Queen of the Ring, unlike last year. They just called it the Queen's Tournament.
Nice.
However, both of those events are going to be in Saudi Arabia. Ain't that some shit?
Poor, poor judgment. Just the most
Woo!
like how many years has the women? Because I think there was a couple Saudi shows that the women didn't go to at all, right? Or have they been on every one?
So I think like the first couple they weren't. It wasn't until recently
Yeah.
where they kind of started giving them a little bit more.
And then it was
So
like,
the
hey, you have to wear your gear fully covered and also wear a dress T-shirt.
yes.
And it's
Because
like,
the first women's match that they did at Saudi, I think was Natalia versus Lacey Evans of all people. Um, I think that was the first time they had
I
an
remember
actual women's
Natalia. I
match.
don't remember Lacey, but I do remember Natalia being in it.
I think it was Lacey Evans, but that was since then they've had a women's
Yeah.
match on every Saudi show.
Yeah. Like if we get to the King and Queen of the Ring and it's in Saudi or whatever, and the women get to wear their normal gear that they wear every week, okay, cool. whatever.
That's never gonna happen.
But the fact is that you have this tournament where you're finally giving the women their, King of the Ring has been such a high for a long time. It was at least a high. I mean, that's where we got Austin from. Was after
Yep.
King of the Ring. Like, we don't get Austin without King of the Ring. So it's for that level. Okay, here's your women. Here's your opportunity. Kinda. It's like, I mean, use a little better judgment in that, I guess. But
I can't wait for that tournament for the female superstars. Total of 10 minutes. I can't wait for that.
yeah, whole tournament,
Yep, whole turn.
whole tournament. Huh. Is it the same night, men and women's tournament the same night, or is it?
That's what it said. Granted, this is in Saudi, so they like to stretch the shit out of it in time's sake. So they could do both full tournaments.
Yeah,
Granted, I would guess there'd be like maybe 10 superstars each, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know. I can't fill out an entire bracket in my head right away.
no,
But let's say 10 competitors for men, 10 competitors for the females. Run the entire tournament
yeah,
in Saudi, um, which is cool. I prefer it, everything being done in one night or
Yeah.
one day instead of what they've been doing as of late, which is, yeah, we've got 2 matches for the tournament
yeah.
this
Here's a
week and next week.
qualifier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hate that shit.
yeah,
Hate that shit. You can do qualifiers, SmackDown Raw, totally fine.
yeah,
But don't do the tournament matches.
yeah. Don't
And then
it
only have
shouldn't
the
be
finals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a 4 week, 6 week thing, and then lead
Right.
into a match at a pay per view. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I understand, but yeah, it's weird. The whole thing's weird to do that and makes no sense. But hey, here we are.
Dragon Lee has made his appearance on WWE TV, newest signing for NXT. I was worried because I was kind of curious to see if they were going to change his name, make him take his mask off. So far, that has not happened.
So far,
He's shown up. Yeah, so far. I think 2 weeks ago, he was in the crowd. NXT had their Roadblock show. So he was there for that. He's had some matches, live events. Cool. He hasn't been announced for his television debut yet. My guess would have been for Stand and Deliver, which is WrestleMania weekend. Earlier this Saturday, I think, the night one. So we'll see. Johnny Gargano back on NXT to take on Grayson Waller. They'll face at Stand and Deliver. As for Roxanne Perez, so at Roadblock, she had a match with Mako Satomura. She retained, but Mako beat the living shit out of her and like just took her to the limit. Roxanne retained, and at the end of her match, fainted, passed out. They had to take her, stretch her out, whatever. As of this week on NXT, it was announced that they are unsure if she'd be medically cleared to defend her title at Stand and Deliver. So they're vacating the title that she just won, which kind of sucks. And as of this week and next week, they're doing qualifiers for a ladder match, Stand and Deliver.
Yep.
It sucks. There's a lot of speculation that, oh shit, she's already getting called up. One, that'd be great for her. She deserves it. She's got a lot of experience under her belt.
Queen of the Ring.
Maybe. However, I've heard also that she's actually legit hurt. Something's going on with her.
One thing I read that said the collapsing part of that was a cover that she actually something is wrong. Nobody knows exactly what is wrong. That was just a cover to, like, I guess, get her out.
Write her off.
Yeah, exactly. But said something is wrong. They don't know what is wrong, but it could be something. They don't know how serious it is, but it's something.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll actually ever get any information about that. Granted, if it's a serious matter, it could be a very private, serious matter. So hopefully everything's okay. She gets speedy recovery, comes back. maybe she comes back during the main roster, depending on how long she's going to be out for. But um, it was a scary situation. However, granted, the cameras were following her. If the cameras are, were
Yeah.
following her, obviously, it's a play. Um, Something that I've noticed, uh, HBK, now that Sean is running NXT, he's taken all the liberty for the women to use key highlights of his past matches. They did the whole Gigi and JC, the Rockers breakup, it, pretty much spot on. And in
Okay.
this case, for Roxanne, Shawn Michaels did it in 1995 or 6 after he had a match with Owen Hart. So he did the same thing. He won the match. He fainted. Whatever. I'm expecting fucking. Now I'm expecting Lankita Lyons to come back and be like, I lost my smile.
The girlhood dream.
Yeah. That actually could have been Roxanne too, the girl dream.
Yeah.
Because that's what she's been talking about too. So yeah, okay, Sean, we get it. You're reliving your moments through the female wrestlers, female superstars.
That's funny.
But so far for the qualifiers, Gigi has qualified and Zoe Stark has qualified. I'm guessing next week Tiffany Stratton will have an opportunity. My guess is Tiffany is probably going to be the next NXT champion, women's champion, I should say.
That is.
Yeah, well,
like you said, Gigi and who else?
Zoe Stark.
Yeah, I know those two. I was like, I've heard of those, and then you said that girl. No, I know who that is.
Yeah,
because in my head I was thinking, like, okay, I can see Gigi or Zoe being the next NXT Women's Champion. That they fit that pretty well. Then you said this person. I was like, I just think that person. I was like, I'll take your word for it. I don't know.
Braun Breaker, and
definitely
Carmelo Hayes. He's definitely losing. Carmelo is going to be the face of the division going forward. It's likely
which
Braun Breaker will be called up.
Hopefully gives NXT some life because Carmelo is really good. I'm not saying Braun Breaker isn't good,
but he's a Steiner.
Man, he does not have a personality.
He is a Steiner to the core.
Bro, when he could just make his name Steiner, okay? Just give him the siren entrance.
Comes up and he could be a Steiner. Day after WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's.
Could you imagine if, let's say Roman retains at WrestleMania, and fucking
a lot of people are saying that right now.
Braun Steiner comes out on SmackDown and is like, I want that belt.
Bro,
you have a 5% chance of winning. Gives him that Steiner math.
Fucking beats Roman up, puts him in a Steiner recliner right there in the middle of the ring. Oh,
that would be fucking hilarious.
I have seen. Side note: I have seen a lot of people talking about Roman winning at Mania, and it would be pretty fucking. I can't be mad at it if it happens at this point. Like I don't think it's gonna happen, but at the same time, like I kind of want it to fucking happen. Like I get the Cody Rhodes thing, I get it.
Look, if that happens, Triple H has waited for this long to exact his revenge on Cody Rhodes and is the highest level of pettiness I have ever seen. And we had 2001 to 2004 Triple H where he was the pettiest motherfucker in the entire world.
Oh man, but man, I like I said, I know it's not gonna happen. They still need to do some shenanigans to split the title. I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to give it all to Cody. But man, if they did, it would be hilarious. Somebody's setting something on fire.
Oh yeah,
because Cody is ultimate babyface. He's the babyface now he wanted to be in AEW.
Yes.
Like, he is ultimate babyface. Like, just the stuff that you see him do post-match, pre-match arena stuff, like with the kids and all that stuff, he is tailor-made, just white meat babyface. and going against one of the best heels we've seen in a long time, this version of Roman. I mean, honestly, you could say it probably should go to more than just their one match, but who knows? But yeah, Roman winning would be absolutely hilarious.
It would be, however, yeah, I
It's
mean,
very
like,
anticlimactic to all this Cody and all his pyro and stuff
yes,
that he gets, but
yes,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Plus, I know immediately, if Cody wins, they're going to immediately split the belts.
yeah. I don't know how.
100%.
I don't know how,
Yeah,
but yeah.
I think it'd be just the Monday after. He's like,
Jay
these are
White
two
comes out and
titles.
Jay White comes out and takes it.
Shit.
I will lose my mind if that fucking happens. Cody comes out and you just hear that fucking switchblade. Oh man. Whew.
I'd break my TV.
I'm breaking something. I'm fucking hype at that time. Oh man. I would also love Jay White to keep his music. I don't think he's going to be able to, but because that
No,
would
I
be
don't think so.
great.
Yeah.
That would be so good. Maybe he owns it. But I mean, even AJ got new music. I don't even know what AJ's music was in New Japan, but
No, they'll all get new music.
yeah.
Because obviously they have their own music producer for whatever. Um, let's see. All Atlantic Championship, International Champion now. International Championship is
So
what it's called.
is that when does it change?
It changed this week
Okay,
technically.
because
Yeah.
I think they announced it last week, and I was or they announced it last week, the week before last, one time, and then I fully expected it to just be called that from now on. And then he had another match where it was still called the All Atlantic Championship. And I'm like, didn't Tony just say they're renaming it? This is a much better name for it.
Yes.
I think also, but
Yes.
yeah, it was.
Yeah. This week was the first match under the new title name.
Gotcha.
So, let's see. As you said, we're on the road to WrestleMania, which means Hall of Fame. Looking like the headliner for the Hall of Fame is Rey Mysterio. It was supposed to be Batista for like the last 3 years, and they keep pushing it. This time, they're saying Batista's schedule might not be able to line up for him to. He might be filming right now, and he might not be able to do whatever. The Hall of Fame. Granted, okay,
Bro, take
whatever.
a night.
Yeah, right. It's like it's just a night.
Literally,
thing,
you're filming that movie because of WWE. Take a night.
Yeah. So, whatever. Usually, of course, when the first inductee is announced, is usually the headliner. Out of all of everyone's surprise, it was named Rey Mysterio. I was like, "Hey, yo, what?" Like, look, Rey Mysterio has been named the greatest luchador wrestler of all time. Okay. But the dude's still an active wrestler.
Yeah.
I was like, can we let it breathe a little
Still
bit?
actively on the roster.
Yeah, I was like, can we let it breathe? Granted, of course, we're all still waiting for the match announcement. WrestleMania, him versus Dom. Dom ends his career. Then, yeah, we can induct him. But I was just like, even then, it's just like, yo, could we
This
let
should
it
have been
breathe
a
for like
next year
2 years?
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
Then I'm all for it. But whatever. As of this week, announced on the bump, Great Muta is also an inductee for the Hall of Fame. Granted, Muta has never worked under Vince. However, in WCW days, they would always have Japanese incursions in which wrestlers would come over, wrestle on U.S. soil in front of U.S. cameras. And Muta did that a lot and had a lot of feuds with Ric Flair. My guess would be Ric Flair would induct him as he made the announcement. Other news that I've heard as well, under the female category, Stacy Keibler has been thrown around out there to be. They're kind of working on a deal to kind of make that happen. I think it'd be for sure, and that she'll be announced maybe next week. But they're also trying to make their classes smaller now.
Which is smart.
Yes, because the reason also they're thinking about doing that is because they don't think they have any more people to induct.
Yeah.
I was
I
like,
mean, you're getting
okay,
there.
all right, if
We're
you
gonna be
feel
like,
that way.
we're like, all right, class of 2026 Hall of Fame, Austin Theory, just random people, just going in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Okay, whatever.
Roman
But
Reigns.
so far, if Stacy Keibler is going to be the next inductee, so far I'm kind of liking it.
Dudley's got to
Like,
induct her, right? I would
yes,
think the Dudleys. It's officially announced that Conan is
inducting Ray. Yeah,
inducting Ray. Yeah, okay.
yeah, which is cool. I think it's
Yeah.
cool. Hopefully, he doesn't go on like a fucking psycho tangent or something like that. Fuck, that'd be fucking awkward as hell.
Oof. You guys
Um,
just took Dragon Lee from me, you motherfuckers.
um,
Oof.
you know, my formula for Hall of Fame is always be like, it's definitely a headliner. Usually, it's gonna be a world champion. At least have one tag team, one female, and like
Yeah.
a workhorse person, and then obviously they do the celebrity wing, which I think is stupid. Um, International is really cool, but it's very difficult to see like how they'd fall under the umbrella, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like Antonio Inoki makes sense. Like that
Yep.
dude was a pioneer
Yep.
in Japanese wrestling and had a lot of feuds with Ric Flair. Great Muta, another example. Feuds with Ric Flair in the territories and WCW. Again, they kind of have to fall under the WCW umbrella um, to be like if they wanted to induct, let's say, Liger or like Ultimo Dragon, it'd kind of be falling. Granted, Ultimo Dragon had a run in WWE,
Yeah.
but it was fucking
But he
terrible.
also had a WCW run too, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
So his would be a
um,
little easier, but yeah, once you get past those like you said, WCW guys, which WCW hasn't been a thing for 20 years. That's gonna be kind of hard to do now. So
yeah.
just
I
like
was even thinking of them doing Lex Luger this year. He hasn't been inducted. Granted, there's a little gray area with Lex Luger,
yeah,
but I mean, they've been doing his biography, so it's like the man owned his shit.
yeah,
So, like, okay, when are we doing it? I would think it could have been this year, maybe next year, depending again. We don't know the size of the classes anymore, like
yeah.
I brought up. So,
Also
uh,
limits people's speech times if there's only 4 or 5 people going in. You know.
true, and they're doing Hall of Fames after SmackDown now. Like that's it. Like SmackDown happens, and you go right into Hall of Fame. So if you had a class of like 10 people, that's a
Oh
long
yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah,
night.
yeah.
I think that's another reason why they're delaying it. Granted, like the Hall of Fame was always the night before WrestleMania. Well, WrestleMania is 2 nights now, so
That really fucked a lot of things up.
it did. It
Yeah.
really did.
And so Stand and Deliver, is that like Saturday day or Sunday day?
Yeah, it'd be Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, going into Mania night 1.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So
it fucked up a whole bunch of stuff.
let, let's let's talk this through because WrestleMania weekend. There's obviously we get the normal wrestling week, Monday through Friday.
Yep.
Friday night being Hall of Fame included, additionally, I should say. And then Saturday, there should be a Stand and Deliver. There should be Super Card of Honor. There should be WrestleMania Night 1. Obviously, Sunday is just WrestleMania Night 2. But sprinkled in there somewhere, they should be doing the New Japan Impact
Yeah, so there's all kinds of other
show.
little and yeah, those kinds
Yeah.
of shows and just pop
Yeah,
up
so
indie
like
shows and things like that, like the bigger indies
the
that are going to do stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, so there's gonna be a little
yeah,
sprinkle in there
it's
too. I don't remember
hilarious.
if it's Friday or Saturday. I think it's Friday because Impact has been doing a lot of their shows pay-per-view shows on Friday nights
Yeah,
now. So yeah, it's be like last year where I had my computer up and my phone up, and my TV up, and I'd be like, this is what I'm doing this weekend.
true.
All for the show.
Don't call, don't text. I will not answer. If you need to get a hold of me, don't.
Yeah.
It's wrestling weekend.
Bella's contracts, or uh their contract expired, or they terminated their contracts with WWE. Obviously, it's been circulating. They changed their name on all their social media handles. They're using their surname, the Garcia twins. They've been trying to do other venture into other avenues now. They've got a podcast that they changed the name to also. Um, they're entrepreneurs now. So they want to do a bunch of other things. There's always a lot of speculation that, oh my God, are they going to go to AEW? They had already said no.
Yeah.
So hopefully they don't. Please don't. Stay in your lane. You're done.
But Bree's got to come save Danielson.
He's fine. LA Knight, yeah. Expected to get a push after WrestleMania, which is great. Good for him. He came out of the Bray Wyatt shit. Had a match with Cody on Raw. Yes, better than Bray, oddly enough. Had a match with Cody, which was good. And they're still trying to get Stone Cold for WrestleMania. And for him to have a match at WrestleMania, and they were going to even use... LA Knight has been circulated as a potential opponent for Stone Cold. Which, in my head, promo war is just going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah. What? So, yes. That'd be hilarious.
They've been very happy with his crowd reaction when he comes out. A lot of people...
Everyone fucking loves that guy.
Yes, especially at the live events. And people go crazy.
The craziest thing is they brought him into NXT as LA Knight, and I was like, that is the stupidest fucking name. I still think it's a stupid name. It's up there with Pete Dunne being named Butch. It's up there. Like this is a dumb name. I know you got to get... He needs his syllables for how he does his name. Eli Drake, LA Knight. He needs his syllables. I get it. Just that is so bad. But... So they let him do that. It's whatever. He doesn't really have a great NXT run, I would say. That's probably fair to say that.
Yeah,
and then he comes in
mediocre.
What was he, Max Dupree or something like that for the models? Yeah. And they changed his name.
Yeah,
I think it was Max something. And then
Max Dupree.
He got kicked out of that and then went back to being LA Knight, and just now it's to the fucking moon. And it's like, what a fuck you just...
Triple H saved him.
I mean, what a timetable. And it's and again, I think it's crazy. The feud with Bray did it. I really think it did. It was that bumped him up so much, and it doesn't help that the Bray situation is being handled how it's handled, whatever's going on with that. But it's everybody fighting, and that's the thing is after it was right before our last episode we did. Where obviously the title of that episode is with LA Knight all over the thumbnail. But also... Maybe
that's what got him over.
Yeah, we did. Of course.
Yeah, we got him over.
We did. But it was like right around that time that we did that, it's like my TikTok feed was just me... It was like just random people, and it was just... They would just be doing anything. And it's like, yeah. And it's like... This dude is so These people that... Austin, Daniel Bryan at the time, and LA Knight that just get over with these one words is just... so crazy, and it's hilarious. But I mean, like I said, everybody fucking loves this guy. They're like, it was, like I said, I've seen countless TikToks since then of just LA Knight stuff. LA Knight, LA. For a while it was Cody and his music and everything, and it switched from Cody into LA Knight, and I'm like, I'm kind of fucking here for it, dude. It's
maybe LA Knight should be facing Roman Reigns.
I mean, you could probably make an argument right now. It's not a lot of people disagree with you.
Yeah. But yeah, good for him.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
It's great.
I liked him.
It was weird because
I liked him when he was in Impact as Eli Drake. I liked him. He was always seemed like that he was that the talker, the promo guy that that he's become known for now. It's like he was really good, and then it's like, okay, I'm excited to see what he does in NXT, and then they give him the stupid name, and it's just like, okay, we're getting Vince here again, and fucking fast forward however long I don't even know how long he's been with the company, like WWE in general. Which I
At
take that
least a
back.
couple years,
He's been
few
working
years.
because apparently he's also been working with WWE for the past like 6 years doing the mocap for the 2K games. 2K23 was the first one he didn't get to do, and he said he was actually kind of bummed about it. Like I seen he did an interview with somebody, and this was the first year that they were like, "We can't have you do it. We can't have you getting hurt or whatever." Which he's like, I've never been hurt in 6 years doing it. I don't know why I would get hurt now, but I guess popularity, because he wasn't. But yeah, apparently he's all the mocap that you see of all the when you're, watch it creating a move set and you see the same move done 359 million times. That's LA Knight.
Nice. Did not know
So
that.
yeah, it was a pretty cool thing. I seen it. I don't remember who the interview was, but
We can't get you hurt before this pitch black match. So,
pretty much,
that's saying.
pretty much what it was. And so yeah, he said he was kind of bummed about it because it's a lot of fun to like do the entrances, like act like other people where you're doing the entrances and stuff. So that's a little cool thing to see. Like when you go back looking at, I'm guessing 2K22 and back, like all those moves that's happening, that's all LA Knight doing mocap. So
Nice.
Not anymore though, because now he's too popular.
Yeah, he's too famous now.
Too famous now. Yeah.
I mean, which is kind of better, right? I mean, if you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. But speaking on the Bray Wyatt news, shit, man, what a fucking blunder since coming back. I feel like you had literally everything.
It was so cool.
It's just
For about 4 weeks, maybe. It was so cool.
Yeah, like it fizzled out,
Yeah.
unfortunately, and like I was looking forward to this feud with Bobby, kind of seeing how they kind of could take it.
Oh, I mean, and they had it set up perfect. The Muscle Man dance stuff.
Yeah,
That stuff's so perfect for that feud, and that's just pulling the perfect things from old Bray Wyatt stuff. It just fits so perfect, and it just nothing. And it's like it's
now we might not get anything.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. And for how good Bray is, I don't understand I don't know if it's just lack of communication, the miscommunication, the just not seeing eye to eye, whatever it is that's just not clicking. It's just sucks. Because, I mean, it was, I don't know. It's.
And we see the meme is like, yeah, Brock was right.
Yeah, it's like
fine, I'll take my paycheck from fighting Omos. Yeah, sure.
Pretty much. Oh man.
I saw a tweet and Shane Helms had replied to it.
Oh god.
They're like, so apparently Brock did his segment with Omos with and this on Raw, which was like a 10-second segment. It seemed like, and fucking Omos threw him out of the ring and he just walked off. Brock did, and he left. That's what the tweet was. Brock showed up, he did his segment, and then a reporter just left. And then Shane Helms responded. He's like, weird, because Brock used to he would help me take down the ring afterwards. So I was like, damn. Okay.
Oof.
Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever. Danhausen tore his pec at Revolution in that match, apparently. Sucks for him, but he barely wrestles anyway.
Yeah.
His gimmick is more over than his wrestling anyway, so
very
it doesn't
true.
really, he doesn't need to wrestle.
I can't tell you if I've ever actually seen him wrestle a match. I mean, technically that match that pay-per-view might have been the first time I've ever seen him actually wrestle a match, like ever. And it's like,
some sad news. No more Pat on commentary.
Yeah, I think I realized that yesterday. Actually, I don't know has there like been an official announcement about it or something.
So Wade Barrett was on like Sportsnet or something like that, or one of these shows, and he said that him and Michael Cole are the official SmackDown commentary team, and they don't see Pat coming back for the foreseeable future. Granted, I've been watching PMS as of late more and kind of just seeing what's going on,
Yep.
especially with all the Rogers shit, which is pretty fucking funny.
Yep.
I did watch that
As a
episode
Bears
this week.
fan, I feel like you would
Yeah.
say that. But yeah, that's what I was. That's
uh,
what I was gonna say. Is he did, but leading into the Rogers interview for the Pat McAfee show, for people who don't know what I'm talking about, Pat McAfee show yesterday broke all kinds of personal records for their channel. Had almost 500,000 concurrent viewers, which if, for the people that don't know like the concept of people watching that many people stream, like for that many people watching a live stream, is a fucking insane number for
yeah.
anybody streaming. There are professional video game tournaments, full on tournaments that don't get that many. I mean, I've seen Twitch and YouTube streamers who at their peak, the perfect example that comes to the top of my head is Tim the Tatman doing. I don't know if you know anything about this. Tim the Tatman during his Fall Guys thing a couple years ago, he got to, I want to say, I mean, at one point ESPN was reporting on Tim the Tatman not getting a Fall Guys win. ESPN was reporting on it. There's a couple other people that were like tweeting stuff, and like all the Fall Guys account people were on it. It was hilarious. Peak for him was 200 something thousand viewers, maybe. And I don't even know what Pat and them's max was. I think their Draft Spectacular, which is their biggest show of the year every year, they do a co-stream kind of thing with the NFL Draft. And I think they're ones I've seen of them that's in the twos, like 210, 250 maybe, 200,000 people. So the fact that stream had almost 500,000 people watch it, fucking insane. But leading up to that, it was something that did bring it up to me. Is Pat mentioned that they are ending. I don't know if ending is the right word. They are pausing something depending on how things go. Their partnership with FanDuel for now because they're attempting to partner with the network. I don't know what that necessarily means. Like I'm assuming something similar to ESPN, Amazon. I know at one point they were in talks with Amazon, things like that. But the way for the concept of bringing it back to wrestling, Pat said that they're trying to do that because he's about to have a baby.
Baby girl, yeah.
Yep, him and his wife are expecting in the next couple months, should be here pretty soon. And he's trying to get Jordan Network so that way the network takes on some of the back end stuff for their show, for their company, and everything that they do to help free up stuff on his plate. And when he said free up stuff on his plate, I knew immediately he was not coming back to SmackDown.
Yeah.
If they still do stuff, I hope they still do stuff like the Royal Rumble, where he comes back for maybe a one-time event, maybe comes back for a match. I doubt that. I'm pretty sure that's probably done. But him coming back for some kind of special events or some kind of, I'm hoping they still do that. But as far as him for straight up Friday night commentary,
Not happening.
It's done.
It was
Unfortunately.
definitely tougher for him because I know he talked about it a lot when he was doing a lot of the NCAA stuff, and he had to leave and he left
college game day stuff.
Yeah, college games day stuff.
Which I mean, that might be gone now too. Which I mean, I know.
Yeah, I think so too.
Going through that, I know he talked a whole lot about the fun that he had doing that, and
his wife was gonna beat his ass. That's
yeah, that too. But the experience and how excited he was to be able to get to do that show, like that was the way he talked about it, that was a life-changing moment that he was able to go and do college game day every day. And that's the conversations that he said he had with Triple H and Stephanie and the people at WWE whenever they told, because he was going to try to do SmackDown on Friday nights wherever they were, and then immediately fly and go to wherever they were doing college game day. And he had that conversation with people at WWE, and they said, I'm assuming Michael Cole, Triple H, Stephanie, I don't know who else was in the conversations. I know those are people he mentioned. And they're like, no, you're fucking not. Cool, go do game day. We're super proud of you for, getting to this point. We're excited that you get this opportunity. Go do that. We'll always be here. So I'm hoping that extends out to, like I said, maybe, I don't know if he's going to show up at Mania. He hasn't said anything, but he also didn't say anything about Rumble, so...
Yeah, so granted, I mean, he has a WWE contract.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not like they're just going to terminate the contract, maybe. Yeah. I say hopefully he could do the Big Four.
Yeah.
Let's say he could do that. And then, as we're leading into WrestleMania, granted, now we're 2 weeks away, but maybe bring superstars on the show, talk about it a little
Mhm.
bit.
Which he's
I don't
done
know,
a
once a
lot
week.
before, anyways. I
Yeah,
mean, Roman's been on the show. I mean, Brock. That's what. Whenever you're talking about Brock
it,
leaving, after doing that segment, I mean, I thought my brain immediately went to how Brock left Pat McAfee show when he was in studio. He fucking
yeah.
threw headphones in the rafters. He broke a table. He threw the mic stand somewhere else, and people, the boys in the studio were like, "Fuck yeah!" It was. Um, but that was what my brain immediately went to was how Brock let. Because I mean, he threw the headphones through the mic stand and left. Literally walked out. They
Yeah,
go to break and the guest leaves, and I just fucking walked out.
yeah.
And so yeah, I think they should do. I mean, I'm assuming and hoping they will do more stuff like that. Um, and he, like you said, does the big four, does things like that. That would be hopefully the best thing, that we don't lose him forever in the wrestling commentary world. But who knows? Let's see where it
Yeah, we'll
goes.
see. We'll see how what happens, but I feel like doing those things could still obviously keep him in that
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
But we'll kind of see how things turn out. I know there's still big things for him to kind of play out and figure out
Yeah,
still.
and the
So
way Michael Cole and Triple H feel about Pat, which Michael Cole has not been shy about at all,
yeah, he sucks his dick. We know
he will
from
be
the back.
he will be able to come back whenever he wants. If he
Yeah.
decided, hey, never mind, I changed my mind, I want to come back and do Friday commentary, he'll be on he'll be on SmackDown commentary. So I don't think that's gonna happen, like you said, but hopefully we at least get him at Mania and some other stuff, because the Royal Rumble thing was
Oh well,
awesome.
we ain't gonna get Corey versus Pat at WrestleMania this year.
Yeah, that's true too. That would have been great. Maybe that's something we can eventually build to. Pittsburgh
Yeah,
boys having a match, maybe Pittsburgh Street Fight or something stupid like that. That'd be cool. But is Mania going to be in Pittsburgh anytime soon? That'd be great.
I
Any
don't
pay
think
per view?
so.
I don't know. But
It'd have to be like I feel like they could do that for maybe like Survivor
yeah,
Series or SummerSlam. There, they
yeah,
could do it for SummerSlam. That'd be
yeah,
better for
yeah.
that.
That would be a lot of fun. But I don't. Also, fucking the commentary that would be hilarious too.
Yeah,
Like this, I mean, the not commentary, but the promo battles back and forth would be hilarious for that too. But
yeah, it would be, but we'll
unfortunate.
see. One thing I did forget, Backlash is back as well alongside. So they announced when they announced the tournaments, they announced Backlash being just Backlash
Nice.
again.
Yes.
And it's gonna be in Puerto Rico, which they haven't done a show like that for quite some time. The last one I can remember is the New Year's Revolution that they did, and it was the Elimination Chamber, and that was when Edge won his first WWE title. It was his cash in. I think that might have been the last time they were in Puerto Rico for a pay per view. I
Like
could be wrong,
the
but
first Edge cash in?
yeah, the very first one.
Hold on.
I think it was there. New Year's Revolution.
Because Edge cashed in at Armageddon, didn't he? Hold on.
I'm pretty sure New Year's Revolution was the first cash in after
Um,
Cena had the Elimination Chamber
Edge
match.
cashes in first Money in the Bank contract. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Oh, you're right. The Radar Superstar held the contract for 280 days before cashing it in on January 8th at New Year's Revolution 2006 to win the WWE Championship from John Cena.
Yep.
Um, Trying to see if it says where that's. I guess I could just Google what is 2006 or yeah, New Year's Revolution 2006 years Revolution 2006 was in. Nope, that was in.
San Juan.
It was in Albany, New York, at
Really?
the Pepsi Arena. Only had 11,000 people in attendance.
Bruh.
Because yeah, you're right. Elimination Chamber was the match at the New Year's Revolution. That's the New Year's Revolution looks like for me looks like the old Armageddon logo. That's why I thought Armageddon. But yeah, that was in Albany, New York.
I did watch a pay-per-view recently. It was in Puerto Rico. It wasn't that one. I have no fucking clue which one it was then. I don't remember. But I feel like it might have been there was an Elimination Chamber match on it though, I feel like.
Bro,
But regardless,
this fucking card, dude. Chavo
'cause that was
Guerrero
that
Chavo Guerrero defeated Snitsky in 4 minutes and 18 seconds. Jerry Lawler defeated Gregory Helms. Triple H beat Big Show. Shelton Benjamin with Mama Benjamin beat Viscera.
This was a Raw only
Oh,
pay-per-view. That's why.
talk about the times, man. 2006. Ashley Macero, I guess how you say it,
Yeah. Yeah.
defeated Candice Michelle, Maria, Tori Wilson, and Victoria in a bra and panties gauntlet match.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go. Hilarious. Um, let's see. Puerto Rico pay-per-views. I'm sure.
First one's gonna come up is gonna be Backlash.
Yes, that is exactly what happened. This will be
With
the first
Bad Bunny.
will be the first pay-per-view to take place in Puerto Rico since 2005, but it doesn't tell me which one. Oh, in 2000, you're a year too early. In 2005, when I was this is Bad Bunny saying this. In 2005, when I was a kid, I wasn't able to attend New Year's Revolution at El Coliseo, Coliseo. Bad Bunny said a state filing. 18 years later, W returns to the island with a massive event. This time, I won't miss it. So it looks like it was 2005 New Year's resolution.
Yeah, see, I was right.
Yep, that's what it was. San Juan, Puerto Rico, New Year's Revolution. So you were a year late. Let's see what that card was randomly. Ooh, Hurricane.
Was there a chamber?
Yes.
Ah, see, okay, I was thinking that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hurricane and Rosie defeated La Resistance.
Nice.
Eugene and
That's a throwback.
William Regal defeated Christian and Tyson Tomko.
Yeah, okay, so I was watching this one.
That was the second longest match on the card. Hilarious.
This card was cursed because a bunch of people got hurt. Eugene tore his knee up in that match, and they had to do like the stupidest roll up I've ever seen so that Eugene can pin Tomko.
Trish defeated Lita for the women's championship in 3 minutes and 46 seconds, and I've seen some things haven't changed. I don't know why
Lita tore her knee in this one too.
This one's on here twice. I don't, but it has two different times, so I don't know what exactly happened. You might know. So it says Shelton Benjamin defeated Maven singles match for the Intercontinental Championship 6 minutes and 8 seconds. The next one says Shelton Benjamin defeated Maven singles match for the Intercontinental Championship 5 seconds.
Yeah, so he rolled up Maven like immediately, and they redid the match.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Muhammad Hassan, that's a name I ain't heard in a minute. With Davari defeated Jerry Lawler with Jim Ross. Kane defeated Gene Snitsky before he lost his first name. And then the Elimination Chamber for the vacant World Heavyweight Championship. Shawn Michaels was a special guest referee. It was Triple H with Ric Flair. Beat Randy, Batista, Jericho, Edge, and Benoit.
Yes.
Yeah. So like I said, you were right, just a year late. Right pay-per-view, right location, wrong year. But hilarious the times on these matches. Like I said, the next longest match you have other than the Elimination Chamber that was 35 minutes was Eugene and William Regal versus Christian and Tomko for 12 minutes and 22 seconds.
Rough.
Hilarious. Got anything else? Oh,
just like a Taya Valkyrie. Yeah, that was
I was going to transition into that earlier when we were talking about the TNT title, and then I didn't know how you had it on your list, so I just left it alone.
Yeah, Taya Valkyrie, All Elite. Pretty stoked about that. She's
like a contract All Elite, right? Not like Johnny Elite or whatever. Her husband.
No, yeah. Is a contracted wrestler for All Elite Wrestling. She's currently MLW World Women's Champion and Impact Tag Champion. Yep. Granted, they're the Death Dolls, which they kind of freebird rule it. So I guess she can technically just like bounce. I guess.
Yeah.
But she does plan on finishing. She does have recordings for MLW. She's planning on doing those and those commitments. but looks like she's going to be Jade's next opponent, which is great. And I hope they do a real big build for it and not just like these week to week shit. Like do a build for it.
Is she the one?
Because I mean, I'd be down if she's the one, to be honest. I
Yeah.
was hoping that it was going to be Chris Statlander, but we don't know when she's coming back
I did say something that
from her
she should be back
injury.
soon, but I don't know. Obviously, how reliable is a random post that you see? But
I think she could be back soon. I mean, she was doing the bowling event for Revolution that was going on that event that weekend, but I mean, who knows?
yeah,
I was hoping it was going to be Statlander to be the one, but if it's Taya, I'm down, to be honest. Taya's got so much credibility to her. She can definitely elevate that title as well. And they I think they could have really good chemistry. The story is there because they have the same finisher.
that's what I was about to ask. Is the move that Taya did, which I know it as the I don't even know what Jade calls hers.
Jade calls hers Jaded,
Yeah,
and Taya calls hers Road to Valhalla.
nice. I like that. I mean, I know it as Glam Slam from Beth
I'm saying
Phoenix,
from Beth Phoenix, yeah.
which watching Taya do it, she does it better than both of them. So,
Yeah,
like,
she does.
watching her do that move, like, I just seen that clip of her coming out and hitting. I don't even know who she hit with.
Layla Gray.
Yeah, she hit her with it, and I was like, oh, that looks. I mean, I granted Beth hasn't been a full time competitor for a while because I mean Beth's old Grand Slam back in the day when she was a competitor was up there. The one she does now isn't as because she looks like she tries to catch you too much.
Yeah.
Ty she just dropped you straight on your fucking face and fucking deal with it,
Yeah.
So, but when she did it, I was like, I first I wasn't sure if that was her finisher. I assumed it was because I don't know. You come out and make a statement to do somebody else's finisher doesn't make a lot of sense. So I was assuming it was, and I was like, I hope that's her finisher because if not, she just did it way better than Jay did. And I was like,
Yeah.
fucking yikes, dude.
Yeah. It is her finisher. They have the same one, so you can kind of build around that.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. Like I said, a lot of credibility. She can be champion. She's been a AAA women's champion as well. She does some stuff down there as well. And she's got a really good relationship with the Lucha Brothers as well. So I don't know. I feel like there could be a lot of things they could potentially do here with her. Just I would say like gotta figure these things out. Like there's a lot of female competitors that I definitely think deserve a lot of time, and I know we're building to that still. But
I mean,
easy she could be a face of the division for sure.
so we probably have what 2 months ish until
Double or
double or
nothing.
nothing. I don't know if that's too long to because I mean I think their match should be a. I don't think it should be a dynamite match. Personally, I think if okay, I think
there could be
the match where Jade
be
loses shouldn't be a dynamite match.
right. Yeah,
So
they will have I think a battle in the belts in there somewhere maybe.
of course they will. Battle of the Belts 94 where there's two belts
Hey,
defended.
look, pay-per-views happen every 4 months it seems like. So you gotta have a battle in the belts in between.
Yeah, but the
In
fucking
between.
belts aren't battled for, damn it. Oh.
Well, let's say, we could probably not have Ring of Honor belts on there now this time, because now we've got their own show finally.
That's a good point too. So maybe
We'll see.
we'll see.
We'll see.
I think that's something else we didn't bring up. I guess Mark Briscoe is officially no longer tag team champion.
Yeah, as of I think it was last week, he spoke to the crowd and was like, obviously can't be tag champion anymore, unfortunately. So
I think what they did is fucking awesome. Like,
yes,
is one, it makes sense. Two, it's
yes,
a massive shout out, and then
yes,
like it's just the way it lined up is almost like that's fucking weird, bro, but it's perfect.
yeah. So at Supercard of Honor, they are going to do a Reach for the Sky, boy.
Yeah,
Ladder match.
really good.
And I don't remember how many teams are going to be. Maybe four, I
I
think.
don't know.
But first one to they were just added to the match. They didn't have to qualify for it. But Lucha Brothers are going to be in that match. We'll see who else will be. They haven't announced any like qualifying matches or announced any other teams that will be participating in that.
Um. Okay, so hey, good job, Ring of Honor website. It doesn't tell me. Tonight AEW on Rampage. Mark Briscoe announced Supercard of Honor, new Ring of Honor World Tag Champions will be crowned in the Reach for the Sky ladder match. The match will usher in a new era of tag team wrestling for Ring of Honor. And the first entrants are the Lucha Brothers.
Yeah.
Descend from Los Angeles, one of the most anticipated of the year. Ring of Honor. Yep, no. So it doesn't act. That website doesn't actually say how many teams. But you see Supercard of Honor Reach for the Sky ladder match. Yeah, it doesn't actually say how many teams, but just that, yeah, Lucha Brothers are the first team. Trying to see if I see it anywhere else. I don't. I just pulled up a random Yahoo website, yeah, like Yahoo News thing, and there's a comment from some guy named Mark. Of course, your name's Mark. Of course, your name is Mark. When you're commenting negative stuff on AEW has too many gimmick matches. He posted that 4 days ago. So God, your name's fucking Mark, dude. Get the fuck out of. There's no way. Yeah, you fucking Mark.
I'm gonna reply. Shut the fuck up, you Mark.
He's like, yeah, my name is Mark. What do you mean? But apparently AEW has too many gimmick matches. This isn't AEW. This is Ring of Honor. Yeah, it doesn't say how many March. Nope, doesn't say. I don't know. Somebody asked why wasn't it done on the Ring of Honor show. Fair. Yeah, I don't know. That's just showing me videos and stuff now. So I'm not sure. Well, I guess we'll find out, obviously. Super Carnival. Oh, it's 2 weeks away. So, yeah, we knew that.
Yeah, I mean, I would think they'd start announcing that pretty soon, hopefully. Other than that, we've got Juice and a Ricky Stark feud. Bullet Club there going on.
Bullet Club and AEW.
Let's see. Let's see what happens.
It's for life.
Granted, because, David Finlay is the new leader of Bullet Club, and not a lot of people are liking it. See Bullet Club and AEW?
Did people like Jay White at first being the leader?
I mean, he was already part of the club. He grew up in the ranks.
I guess that's fair. That's fair.
So, I mean...
And if we're looking at it, Kenny also grew up in it. He was part of the club. AJ wasn't, but AJ was a much bigger name than anybody else.
Yeah, he was.
So, like, AJ was a borderline household name. But if you knew, you knew. I mean, if you knew wrestling, you knew AJ Styles. So, I mean, yeah, AJ's the only one that wasn't in the club that took over. So, like I said, I think Juice would have been a good leader for it, personally. And then, that could be what they're setting up is like, hey, Bullet Club's here in AEW. This is Bullet Club, and then Finn Juice rivalry coming back. Who knows? For the actual leadership of Bullet Club.
I mean, it could be cool. We'll see what happens. And then a tease at the end of Dynamite. Tease of an Elite reunion again.
Yes. That was... I would... So, Again, I've been playing a lot of ranked Call of Duty, and I was like... I think it was about 6 o'clock, and I was like, what time is it? I gotta watch Dynamite. And it was like 6:15. I was like, all right, cool, I got 45 minutes. And then I looked down, it was 8:30, and I was like, fuck. And I turned it on as the Elite were doing their entrance for the trios match. I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna watch this. At least I get to watch the trios match. And so I watched that, and then that happens, and then it fucking just shuts off, and I'm like, I don't think it's supposed to end that. I don't think that was supposed to happen.
Tune in next time for
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Z.
pretty much. There was a clip that somebody released from the stands of what happened after. Kenny getting out of the ring first. The Bucks kind of not sure what to do. Wheeler Yuta tried to jump back in the ring. Hangman hit him again, knocked him out. Matt looked like he was about to me personally, like he was about to try to like line up a super kick for. My thought was they're trying to make like he's lining up super kick for Hangman. Two people were gonna jump on the apron again, and then Matt and Nick were gonna both super kick him. But from the angle that Nick was standing at, I was like, okay, Nick's not throwing a super kick with his left foot. I don't think so. I don't think he's standing at the right angle to do that. So, and then they just got out of the ring and walked out too. So,
I mean, it's just the fact that they're
yeah.
It's coming full circle, man.
Yeah.
The
And there wasn't
storytelling again.
Wasn't there some stuff tweeted about? I don't remember who tweeted. There was something that was tweeted. I don't know if we talked about it in the wrestling chat, but that there was something that somebody in there, or I don't remember what it was. It's escaped me, but somebody did some really cryptic stuff, and it might not, I don't know if it was one of them four that did. Oh no, it was the Bucks thing. You showed the Bucks profile thing, their Twitter bio. That's what it was. And who knows what's gonna happen? I think.
But hey,
I mean,
if we're going Elite versus BCC, or BCC's full on heels now, because they just beat the living shit out of the Dark Order. Like just beat the shit out of them.
The only problem we're running into is if we do that, we're missing a person for BCC.
I mean, Danielson could come back.
Oh, true. I didn't think about Danielson. Yeah. I didn't think about Danielson. That's a good point.
Or what I've been kind of wanting to happen again is the Hung Bucks come back, which was the Hung Bucks were always the trios.
Yeah.
In Ring of Honor, Hangman and the Bucks, and Kenny can go solo again. I feel like that's kind of what we're building to. Like,
I mean, yeah, because Kenny dipped out of the ring pretty early.
Yeah, Don Callis has kind of been teasing that as well to kind of, go solo again and kind of rearrange the tension. I mean, he technically still the IWGP US champion.
Also true.
So like, granted, he didn't come with the belt this time, but Revolution.
Yeah, either he does or it gets really sporadic if he does or doesn't. It's because I don't think he had it at Revolution, did he?
I don't think so.
And then he had it one time on Dynamite or something, and it was like
like the week before or something. So we'll see. I'm very excited about how this story has blossomed, you can say, because like we started with just Hangman and Moxley, and they've had like banger matches, and then the one they had at Revolution,
literally banger matches. Yeah,
they legit tried to kill each other.
Okay, that's I forgot we haven't done a show since Revolution. That fork spot was one of the wildest things I've seen. And again, I also compared that to Orton and Brock, because I feel like the Danielson one, you can compare it, but that one was more incidental. Like that hit, whatever hit, and I'm assuming maybe it was Brian's shoulder hit him in the head or something. I don't know, but that was more incidental contact. The Brock one was on purpose. The fork spot. And that's what I sent it to my friend that's a Hangman fan. And I was like, and it was one of the most, and it would have been, because I explained it to my wife, where if I showed like a pin, where you can hold that in your hand and stab yourself, and it's not going to hurt. And that's what I feel like they do most time when they do those little spots. But the fact is that you see him take it and grind it, and the blood is just splattering all over Moxley's chest. You're like, oh no, that's fucking real. Like, he's really carving this man up with a fucking dinner fork. And it's wild. I was like, that is one of the craziest things I've ever seen in professional wrestling. I haven't watched a lot of death matches in my time. Didn't know that was actually a thing. Like CZW, I didn't know that was a whatever. To see that on a actual like big name brand pay-per-view, mind blowing.
Yes. Absolutely wild match. It was great. It was awesome. And like obviously Dark Order has sprinkled in there because I they've gotten a little bit more edgier, like old Dark
Yeah,
Order, which is great, especially Evil Uno. Like he's not wearing the closed vest; he's
yeah,
wearing the old open no shirt again,
yeah,
like how they debuted, which I kind of prefer more. Um, and they've gotten involved, but Dark Order versus Claudio, John
yeah,
Moxley, like you ain't winning,
yeah,
and them just getting their shit beat. Their trios match was actually really good too. Like this week's Dynamite was actually pretty solid.
yeah.
Um, but having Stu Grayson back and Stu's just fucking awesome.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I know his contract expired and Dark Order didn't get enough TV time, but if you just make Evo Uno, and Stu back, like I'm sorry, like Johnny Hungy's fun and
yeah.
shit, but like,
It doesn't
yeah,
fit
like
what
not
Dark
even on
Order
the
should
same
be.
level.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're not even on the same level. But that trios match was really good. I would recommend watching it. But then now it transpired into Reynolds and Silver because Evil Uno got rushed to the hospital and Stu went with him. Um, and then it blossomed into carried into the trios match or the ending of it. And then the Elite showed up to kind of like maybe back up Hangman and
yeah.
BCC's like, I don't know, like that is gonna be a banger
I
fucking
mean,
story too.
yeah, because since AEW's been a thing, we haven't really seen, to my knowledge at least, the Bucks and Hangman really interact. Like
Oh,
we had the Kenny Hangman tag team feud, whatever they
yeah,
did.
yeah,
But as far as the Bucks go, I don't think the Bucks and Kenny have really, or Bucks and Hangman, I mean, have really done much in AEW since its formation,
no.
and Hangman kind of left the Elite or whatever when it started. Um, I don't. So I mean, I think that if they're not going to add anybody or add Danielson back to the feud or whatever, I think that's probably the way to do it, is do Hung Bucks and versus BCC and let Kenny do United States title shit or whatever he's doing. Also, I
Yeah.
mean, honestly, I didn't fully finish watching the clip, but the rebar mitzvah, the four pillars of
That shit was good.
AEW. Okay, I don't like Darby. I guess I didn't see Sammy's promo, which I don't like Sammy either. But I didn't. I haven't watched Sammy's promo yet, and I watched them separately. Like I seen the clip of Darby's promo, and I was like, okay, Darby's not the best talker, whatever. But I guess I could have been watching it very critically because I don't. We at this show we're pretty well established that we don't like Darby and Sammy. At least now Dustin is probably up there for not liking Darby, and I don't like Sammy. But when I watched it in the little bit I watched in order, it was like Jungle Boy did his promo. It was really good, really fucking good. And then Darby did his promo, and it was saying almost the exact same thing that Jungle Boy just said about all the people in the back, blah blah blah. You're just giving everything. I mean, to be fair, I mean, Jungle Boy had a good point where, hey, all three of us have wrestled on Dark, Elevation, Rampage. You never have. It's a good point, a good thing to think about. But I haven't seen Sammy's pay per view, or I mean Sammy's promo for what he said, whatever he said. But I don't know if when I look at, again, it's the thing, like Max has never wrestled on any of those shows because he's a little, and I don't know. I don't think Darby's ready. Jungle Boy and Sammy, you could make an argument for, in my opinion.
But I think that's the point too. Like,
I mean,
if they,
true.
if they do a four-way, it's gonna be fucking great.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
it's gonna be really good.
match quality is going to be great.
Yes.
I'm not arguing that at all. My point is, I don't know if any of the other three are ready to. I mean, nobody's going to beat Max right now, anyways. But
Yes. Yeah. But I think that's what's gonna go into this story, right? Max could easily be like, none of you fucking motherfuckers are gonna be ready.
yeah,
You can't carry the company on your back like I can.
yeah,
Like, it's gonna be a really good story. Granted, I noticed it too. Is like Max made the point too, and I was like, well, Max has already beaten all these guys.
yeah,
Like, why would we think any
yeah,
different now?
yeah.
But, since then, they've all made points to since then
Yeah,
that happened.
yeah.
Everyone has had a different path, a road differently taken. So it's gonna be good. Like if
I
we do a
and
four-way for at Double or Nothing, that's gonna be fucking hype for sure.
Jungle Boy had a really good point whenever he was like, "Oh yeah, you come out here, you never done this, and then you just come over here and it's always your same hokey bullshit." And if you look at MJF's past feuds or whatever, it's to be fair, it's the same thing where it's like, oh, you want to fight me? You got to go through my trials to get to me. I mean, he literally just did it with Danielson. I think we've talked about it on here before where it's like, I've seen other people talk about it where it's like, okay, it's another MJF promo where he's the bad guy and he makes the good guy jump through a bunch of hoops to have a match with him and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean,
Well, granted, now we've got three
true.
competitors,
Yeah.
right? So
Now
like,
they got to jump through hoops. Yeah.
What can we muster up here
Yeah.
now?
Like I said, I'm a four-way match. It's going to be great. A match is going to be great. There's no arguing that. But there goes. Yeah, I don't. It's just one of those things where I don't see the title being on any of those three, right? Especially right now, at least. But yeah, again, but also none of that really matters because nobody's taking it off Max right now anyway. So
Yeah.
true. But it was good shit. 2 weeks. We got a lot of shit in 2 weeks happening. A lot of shit. A lot of shit. We got to find out if we're going to do anything special for Mania like we did last year. Got to talk to the boys, see if we're doing anything. But do you got anything else for this week?
Nope.
That is it. We covered a lot of shit. We did a lot. Which, I mean, we haven't recorded in like 2 or 3 weeks, so I guess we kind of needed to.
You got anything else, Dustin? Oh, wait, that's right.
Hey, technically, he's on the screen. I don't know if you have the screen share open. Him and Joey both are technically on the screen right now. So, I mean, I'm still using the same old Batman animated series Penguin and wrestler announcer Joey Styles. But I mean, they both seem quiet all show. They haven't really chimed in a whole lot. So I need to get like a little soundboard of like Penguin and Joey Styles noises and just hit those occasionally.
Dustin really just saying, yeah.
Yeah. That's all he said last episode. So, but I think that's going to be it for us this week. We went an hour and a half. Like I said, AJ's got another video coming out tomorrow. The end of his Pokemon Infinite Fusion series. That's coming out sometime tomorrow. I don't know what time he scheduled it for. I can't see that part. 8 a.m. I did see that part. So that'll be out tomorrow morning. And then we're going to try to figure out some other content for the channel as well. But until then, we will see you guys probably next week. We're on the road to WrestleMania. We got to do shows. So we got to talk about it. So at least me and AJ will be back next week. I don't think Joey will be back. Who knows if Dustin will be here? Probably not. But I think that's it. We will see you guys next week. Later.